Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2023-24 season. My name is Dan, and I'm excited. I'm so excited. FPL is back. FPL is finally back. It feels like it's been like a long time. I mean, it has been a long time. It's been 2 weeks. It's a long time without Premier League football, without our precious FPL in our lives. I've missed it dearly, in fact. So yeah, I'm in a very, very good mood today because I just want to play FPL again. It's all I want. I want Premier League football, and we got it. Also, I'm in very good spirits because my first fan print has finally arrived. How about that? That looks. Oh, you can see my lighting set up in the reflection, of course. But you just pop that there. There you go. Fan print arrived. So I'm very, very glad. Thank you guys who have been ordering these. They're beautiful. They are beautiful. I've got mine printed saying FPL Mate on it. The number 8, because 8 mate. I thought that made sense. And it says your best mate at the bottom there as well. So, oh, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. So, yeah, if anyone else wants one, fanprints.uk. The link is in the description. Really, really happy to have started this great Prince business up. It looks amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, I don't know where to put it though. I haven't decided yet. I don't know if you guys can help me. Like, it doesn't really fit in these slots very well. It doesn't fit in there. So, you go up there. Maybe you guys probably can't see that very well. Maybe we should go there for now. You can go up there for now. That'll do. That'll do. But yes, you can get them at fanprints.uk. 20% off right now using code LAUNCH23. So, lovely little discount for you there, guys, as well, just for you. Right, aside from that, we are also in good spirits because of FPL. FPL is back, of course. This is how my team is looking right now. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's okay. There are obviously some concerns, some worries. Like, first of all, Bowen, is he going to play or not? I know there'll be countless people asking in the chat today, will Bowen play? And I'll be expected to give a straight answer. I don't think I can give a straight answer to that one, to be honest. It's a bit of a mystery. We don't know. We don't know if Bowen is going to play or not, but he has a chance, at least. It is my opinion that Bowen is either going to start or not be in the squad at all. I can't really see him being on the bench, to be honest. So I think if you have Bowen, you keep him and you start him and you make sure your bench is sorted. My bench is not particularly sorted, to be honest. Yeah, we've got Kabore, who is obviously not going to play this game week. Mubama, I'm not convinced by his minutes. I mean, I should probably switch around these two, maybe. Taylor against West Ham. Do we really think Burnley are going to start keeping clean sheets? Probably not. Although maybe if Bowen isn't playing, there is a chance that that maybe Burnley have a better chance of getting a clean sheet if there's no Bowen, if there's no Antonio. But West Ham still do have other players that can score goals. Kudus is a player a lot of people have spoken about this week in particular. So yeah, not convinced by a Burnley clean sheet particularly. So yeah, I think my opinion on Bowen is very much don't sell him, don't buy him, don't bench him, don't captain him, just don't. Just don't with Bowen. Just leave him where he is. Leave him where he is and don't do anything with him. That's pretty much it. And just make sure your bench is in the right order just in case he doesn't play. And yeah, maybe you're going to need to make a bench transfer like me. Have got a super chat already from Jandre. He says, I still have Burn. One free transfer. Would you roll the transfer and start Taylor or do Burn to Colwill and start Colwill? I start Bowen and hope for the best. Yeah, so it looks like you're a little bit thin on the bench there, my friend. Yeah, would I buy Colwill at this point against Newcastle? Is that a fixture to be targeting? Not sure. I mean, maybe, like, I guess you could get Colwill. He's not really at the top of my list of defenders to get. I did, in yesterday's video, I did kind of mention some defenders that I liked, and Colwill was not one of them. It pretty much went Saliba, Gabriel, Aït-Nouri, Castagna, Reece James. I can't remember who else I put on there. Lascelles maybe for the cheap option. Not sure. But yeah, there's certainly loads of defenders, but they're all pretty rubbish, to be honest. I don't even know if a defender transfer is worth it at all this week. I wouldn't expect a clean sheet from Colwell, to be honest. Ruben Jarvis with the super chat says Alvarez to Solanke or cash to a cheap defender, 2 free transfers. Alvarez to Solanke I do quite like. I don't think cash needs to be sold. I know a lot of people are selling cash. For me personally, I look, in terms of defenders, like they're all so bad that I don't think that cash is particularly worse than anyone else you can have right now, really. So I don't think cash is a priority transfer out. If you want to, you can, I guess. Jamdry says, I watched the video. I would want Colwell from Gameweek 16 onwards, so I thought I'd go early. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I definitely see the logic. Yeah. I mean, there are worse defenders to go for right now. At least you get yourself a defender in your team. So yeah, I probably would make the transfer to get a new defender, to be honest. So yeah, I say go for it. I say go for it, man. Olivia says your bench, and then a skull emoji. Yeah. I know. I think I might have finally been found out. My bench has finally been found. It's worked perfectly so far. I mean, a lot of people, I've had a lot of criticism all season. People saying, Dan, your bench is not good enough. It's not going to get you anywhere. So it served me pretty well so far. I've not needed it at all. But as we approach Christmas rotation, December rotation, busy fixture schedule, I am going to need a bench. But I think that's a problem I deal with now rather than, ages ago when I didn't really need to. We have got some more super chats. We've got a super chat from A who says, he's got some bench questions. So maybe this is a good transition onto the bench list. Maybe this is a transition to the bench list. I think it probably is, isn't it? All right, let's do the bench list then. So, where are we? Bench list. Right, so A says, who to bench out of Lascelles? Okay, so let's put Lascelles on there. We're going to put all of them on there for you, A. We're going to do you a solid. We're going to put Fabian Schär on there. Could you say him? Maguire. I might play Maguire over Schär and Lascelles. I'm not sure. You know what? I think I would. Maguire, Gabriel, who I would put above all of them, and Taylor. Taylor. Let's put Taylor somewhere as well. I think I'll put him at the bottom, to be honest. Right, there we go. So there you go, A. That is your bench list. You've said, is benching Gabriel a mistake? I would say so. I say he's out of the players that you've listed there, Gabriel would be the first one I'd start. He'd be pretty important to me. Chandra says Simicast is probably bottom of the bench list. He's not particularly high. We have got some more super chats. Blizzard says bench Simicast or Lascelles, so I guess we'll throw Simicast on here as well. Yeah, you go pretty low. Let's put him here. Yeah, you know what? I think he might actually go to the bottom of the bench. I can't understand why so many people bought Simicast this week. I guess it's just because he scored well in Game Week 12 and people just buy the player who scored the most points last week. But yeah, Simicast is just not the one for me this week. It's strange because I threw up a video, my buy, sell, keep, avoid video. My defender avoid was Simicast. And a lot of the comments were saying, well, Dan, why have you put Simicast in avoid? We all know that it's so obvious that you shouldn't be buying Simicast. You shouldn't be playing Simicast. It's so obvious. Why have you put that on your video? We don't need this information. We know this for ourselves. I think you would be surprised. I think you would be very, very surprised how many people have bought and will even be playing Simicast this week. I've seen a lot of, screenshots of FPL teams like in my DMs and like in my mentions and stuff with Simicast starting and people saying they've bought Simicast. So it is happening. People are doing it. In fact, a show of hands in the chat. Has anyone bought Simicast? And if so, do you regret it? Let me know, Simicast's new owners, if you've done the move ahead of Game Week 13. Specifically people who are like new Simicast owners. I want to hear from you. And I want to hear some reasoning maybe. Anthony has got a super chat here, says, Salah, Saka, James Ward-Prowse, Bowen, Hee-Chan. Should I transfer and who? Anthony, I don't think you need to transfer Salah, Saka or Bowen. I'd probably keep James Ward-Prowse for this. You know what? I don't think you need to transfer any of those players. I would be happy to keep those guys. I mean, Ward-Prowse is probably not a long-term pick, but you probably keep him for the Burnley game. Hee-Chan, is okay. Probably want to move him to Cole Palmer at some point, but I don't think there's any strong need to do it this week if you don't want to. You can probably wait on that bad boy. So, yeah, I'm not sure. A few people in the chat say they are starting Simicast. I'm kind of worried for the rest of your defenders, if that's the case, to be honest. But yeah, should we just continue throwing players on the bench list? Seems like that seems to be the talk of the chat recently. I do need to make my transfers as well, by the way, at some point, but we can circle around to that. Right, so Cash. Obviously, Cash is not going to go quite as high as some of these other guys. Probably put Cash in here. Yeah, I'm going to put Cash in there. A lot of people want to play Archer this week. I'm going to throw him here. I'm not as convinced by Archer as I'm sure a lot of other people are. And as we go through the bench list, you'll probably see that Archer, out of the attacking players, is going to be pretty low. All the defenders are going to be low this week. It is going to be a bad week for clean sheets. I would not be surprised to see 0 clean sheets this game week, to be honest. So it's going to be tough for defenders. Really, really tough. But we'll continue on anyway. So, who are you guys? Okay, guys, shout out some names. Shout out some names of players you might be benching in the chat. We've got Mubama, who I would probably put here. Probably. Any news on Bowen? No, I'm afraid not. I haven't found anything this morning. I have been looking all morning, but I haven't found anything, sadly. Right, there's a lot of players. Right, I'm going to put Bowen straight away right at the top because I know people are going to ask whether you should bench Bowen. No, if you have Bowen, you play him. I think that's pretty obvious to me. If you have him, you play him. Right, we've got a doggy here as well. A few people asking about a doggy. I would probably not play him, but you could. He'd go like there, around by Cash, I would say. Any other important ones? There's a lot of players that are quite obvious, I would say. Colwill. I don't know. I don't know if I'm expecting a clean sheet from Chelsea, but we'll throw in Colwill around the Maguire area, I guess. Haaland. Are we really thinking about benching Haaland? You know what? I have actually seen some people bench Haaland. So in the interest of being completely transparent, Haaland is obviously a player you should play. Do not bench Haaland. You should be captaining him. In fact, should we do a poll as well? Should we do a captain poll? Let's do a captain poll. So, who is the... actually, should we save the captain poll? And do it. Is there any other questions that we could do? Let's do the captain poll first, and then we'll perhaps do some other polls as well. Who is the best captain for Gameweek 13? We're going to put Haaland, Son, Salah, and other. So get your votes in there, guys. Got a super chat from Mark Beeb, who says, thoughts on Simicast at Aït-Nouri? Yeah, it's not bad. The only thing with Simicast is maybe he could be useful in future game weeks. I know he's not particularly useful now, but maybe in future. But yeah, he's okay. Yeah, that's an okay transfer. I think Simicast to Aït-Nouri. I think that you probably give yourself a better chance of getting FPL points if you do make that move this week in particular. I think Aït-Nouri is good going forward as well, as long as he doesn't get that 5th yellow card. He's a good little pick. Right, people want Adingra and Palmer on the bench list. I think we can do this. So, Adingra will do first. I think I would play him ahead of some of these guys. Adingra. And I would play Palmer here. There you go. Adingra and Palmer are in. Paredes says, Aït-Nouri has 4 yellow cards, mate. Yeah, I know. Lots of players have 4 yellow cards, though. I always say this. People put too much emphasis on people who are close to yellow cards, people who are close to injuries, people who are not close to injuries, but, injury prone, things like that. People who have international duty. They're going off to AFCON or the Asia Cup in 2 months' time, and they'll avoid these players. They'll avoid good FPL assets because they're worried about what might happen in the future. I say get the player in now. You know they're fine for now, and deal with that issue later. Don't avoid great FPL assets because you're worried about something that may happen in the future. I mean, in a worst case scenario with a player like Aït-Nouri who's on 4 yellow cards, like what is the worst that's going to happen? He's going to be suspended for 1 game, and then you're going to have him straight back in your team again, and he's going to be fine again after that. I don't think it's such a big deal. Like, particularly with defenders at the moment, you just play a Charlie Taylor, just play a Bulldog for 1 game week. There's not much difference between defenders right now anyway. I don't think it's going to actually make that much difference. If you do have to, bench Aït-Nouri for 1 week if he is suspended, more than likely that's going to happen in a game week. You wouldn't be starting him anyway, so there you go. A few people asking for Bulldog, so we'll throw him probably pretty low. Although I think I would still play him ahead of Simicast, to be honest. Nketiah. I'm not massively keen on Nketiah, but I'm going to put him ahead of Archer still, just in case he starts. Okay, we've got Bulldog, we've got Nketiah, He-Chan against Fulham away. Is that better than an Adingra? I think it might be. Is it better than a Gabriel? I think it is. All right, He-Chan is going in there. He's going to go in there. Diaby on the bench list. I play Diaby. I play Diaby for sure. Ahead of a lot of players, really. Adam Cena says, Dan, for the 154th time, how to become a member of the channel? Great question. There should be a blue button somewhere. Hang on. Let's see. I don't actually know how to... Oh, okay. So, I don't know what it's like. I'll check on mobile as well in a second. But if you go on the FPL Mate channel, there should be a button that says join. If you click on the join button, you can become a member. And I'll have a look now. I think you can do it on... Obviously, on your phone as well. On mobile. How do you do that, though? Great question. Oh, I don't know. How do you join on mobile? I don't know. Maybe someone else can enlighten us in the chat, but we'll circle back to that one, I'm sure, when someone can maybe come up with some answers. Because I do not have said answers. Mark B says his next game is bad anyway if he gets a 50 yellow. Absolutely. If he, it doesn't really matter. Like, you're going to lose 1 game from him, and then he's not going to be at any risk of getting that yellow card suspension, is he? You get it out the way, if anything. Matt says, no money for Saka if I do cash to Gabriel. Oh, okay. No cash for Saka if I do cash to Gabriel. Cash to Colwill. I don't think I'd feel that much need to do either, to be honest. If you want to, fair enough. I certainly wouldn't cripple my future transfers just to sell cash. I guess you could do cash to Colwill. I don't think it matters. Yeah. Do what you want. If you really think you want Saka in the future, then obviously don't do cash to Gabriel. If you want to do cash to Colwill, fine. Or you can just wait another game week before making the moves. I don't think cash is that much worse than a Colwill this week, to be honest. Tom Hunt with the very generous £10 super chat. Thank you very much, Tom. He's given me his team here. It says Areola, Turner, Lascelles, Trippier, Cash, Kabori, Gusto, Salah, Bowen, and Mbeumo, Palmer, Gordon, Haaland, Watkins, Alvarez. 2 transfers. What to do? Oh my lordy lord. Okay. If you really just need to burn a transfer, could you maybe... What about Alvarez to Solanke? How about that? Alvarez to Solanke, and then I'm gonna put Gordon on the bench list, and hopefully that will help sort the rest out. So I think I wouldn't play Gordon ahead of Palmer. Would I play him ahead of He-Chan? Probably. So I'm going to put Gordon there. So I guess you would bench Gordon in that scenario. So transfer Alvarez to Solanke and then bench Gordon. I think that would be the play. Orion says, why is Gabriel higher than Maguire? More clean sheet chance? Not in my opinion. I think Gabriel's got the higher clean sheet chance. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to say that. I mean, to be honest, I don't think there's going to be any clean sheets, but I think Gabriel's got a higher clean sheet chance than Maguire, yeah. Tom Hunt says, I have 2.7 in the bank. Oh, if you have money in the bank, then could you just upgrade Gordon? You could just upgrade Gordon to... can you afford... Can you afford Saka? Maybe not quite. Looks like you've got pretty decent team value, to be fair. Maybe upgrade Gusto, possibly. I don't know. I'm not feeling the defender transfers, to be honest. You are a little light in defence. With Gusto not playing, Kabore not available this week, but he will be back following game weeks, I guess. Yeah, you could like maybe go for Reece James. If you fancy that one. Gusto to Reece James, possibly. Might be nice. But yeah, Alvarez to Solanke also looks good. Or Gordon to a midfielder that you like the look of. Like Gordon to Eze is a pretty nice transfer as well. So Tom, you've got a few options, to be honest, mate. You've got a few options. And you can go a little bit luxury because you've got that spare transfer. So that's what I would say on that one. Have I missed any more super chats or anything? I've missed Nikyle has been a member for 10 months. Wow, that's a decent amount of time, Nikyle. Thank you for joining me for so long. Elau Kaina has also become a member of the channel. Thank you very much for becoming a member. It's crazy. I never mentioned how to become a member. I mentioned it once. New members. Oh, we'll take it. We'll take it. Nicole with a super chat says, hi, mate. 72 points in Gameweek 12. Not bad, not bad. Morris to Archer. Fair enough, yeah. And Captain Salah. I would not be captaining Salah, no. I'm not even considering captaining Salah. I would say the chances of me captaining Salah this game week are precisely 0%. It's just not... It's not happening. I'm not doing it. But it's Haaland or Son, really. If you haven't got either of those players, then I don't even know where your money is, to be honest. I guess the only way I would captain Salah is if I didn't have Haaland or Son. Overtino, Richard himself says, you can go on the channel page on mobile and should be able to see a join button next to subscribe. If you can't see it on the app, then it should work on your browser. Okay, there you go then. If you want to join as a member of the channel and you don't have access to a PC right now, you can also do it on your mobile telecommunications device. Oh, by the way, guys, drop a like as well. I would appreciate any likes on the stream. Would be massively appreciated. One little click, and it really helps out FPL Mate. You can be a good friend. You can be a good mate to me. I would appreciate that. FPL Wasteman says, why is Tsimikas so low? Because he's not going to keep a clean sheet against Man City, is he? Probably, I would not be surprised to see Tsimikas with a fat 0-pointer, a fat bagel points, with like 2 goals conceded and a yellow card in that game. It would be something that could happen. A few people mentioning Lamptey. I do actually kind of, in a way, like Lamptey. So I'm going to put him... I'm going to actually put Lamptey up here. If I had him, I would give him a go. I'd give him a go. Evans, thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel as well. Wow. Wow. Ethan has been a member for 33 months, which is absolutely crazy, Ethan. Thank you so much for sticking with me for so long. Neela Hit says, are you planning on covering Bowen? I am planning on covering Bowen, yes. I need to make a transfer in order to do that. But yes, we shall be covering Bowen. I think it's just a case of, for me, just making sure I've got one bench player that I'm comfortable with playing. For some of you guys, it's going to be, you're already going to have that. So for some of you guys, you're going to have like an Archer or a Palmer or someone like that on your bench, or a Maguire or a Lascelles on your bench. And these guys work perfectly as Bowen cover. Now, I don't have that. So I think that's probably an issue I want to resolve, as well as helping me to navigate a busy fixture schedule with just one bench option that I'm happy with. Because currently, my bench is just basically dead slots across the board. So I think I can and will fix that this game week. The question is, how am I going to do that? Well, we will find out soon, I'm sure. Ben Story says, hi Dan, would you still play Johnson over Areola if you had Gahey as well? Yes, I would. Yeah, I would. And just to verify that, I would play Johnson over Areola here. Yeah, I wouldn't. I know people don't like doubling up and stuff like that. It doesn't really bother me. I just pick the players that I think will score the most points. I look at every player individually, and I think that's how you get your best odds. If you're trying to play safe, then you're probably on the wrong YouTube channel, to be honest. Yeah, no, I would go all in. Yeah, you know, clean sheets are going to be difficult to come by anyway. Even if, you know, you do lose your double, you get a double clean sheet wipeout by playing Johnson and Gahey, there's no guarantee that West Ham are now going to keep a clean sheet. So I would play Johnston ahead of Areola. But in fairness, that one is close. I think they're both decent options. It's just Crystal Palace have a better knack of keeping clean sheets than West Ham, who seemingly cannot keep clean sheets for the life of them. It's a difficult one. Okay, so we have got news that Darwin Nunez is starting. I should probably add that to our ticker. So let's throw in another bulletin. Darwin starts versus Man City. Okay. Does that ticker need to speed up a little bit as well? I'm not sure what you guys think. I can't even remember how to speed it up. Properties. It's not that. Or is it? Who knows? You know what? It's fine. It's moving at I think it's moving at a decent pace. You just have to be patient for the team news to come up on the ticker. Oh, dearie me. So, Jota, Darwin, Salah, says Liverpool Charlie. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but I would say that is, yeah, I would say I think that's pretty sensible. I think that's probably what's going to happen, to be honest. You want Mbumo on the bench list as well. Debatia, have I said that right? Debatia? Thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel as well. Members flooding in today. I appreciate that, guys. The more members we have, the more emojis we can add as well, which is always wonderful. Let's add Mbumo. So I want to be perfectly candid and say I would not be massively keen on playing Mbumo this week. I probably still would play him if I had him, but I don't know. He'd probably go in somewhere around here. He wouldn't be like super high compared to some of the other kind of attacking players. Like, he's going to beat all of the defenders, obviously, because I have zero faith in defenders, as you guys have probably already ascertained. But no. CFC Ethan says, any extra news on Bowen? Not as of right now. I have been looking this morning, but I haven't found anything. I haven't got any information about travelling squad. We don't usually get information about the West Ham travelling team, to be honest. So, yeah, it's difficult for me to say. Haven't really got any information, but hey, you never know. Something might come out in the next 30 minutes. Nisamit says, who'd bench between McGinn and Hee-Chan? I would probably bench Hee-Chan, probably, but it's a tough one. It is a tough one. Any news on Haaland starting? Not right this second, no. Osula on the bench list. All right, fine. If you really want him on the bench list. Oh, dear. Liverpool Charlie says, Bowen is flagged 50%, but I have a friend that says he's starting. Well, Charlie, I'm going to reply to this twofold. First of all, the fact that Bowen is 50% flagged is non-information. Use the flags on the FPL website to indicate to you that you should probably research a player. Don't take it as gospel. If it says Bowen has got a 50% chance of playing, that doesn't mean he's got a 50% chance of playing. It's just a kind of a pretty arbitrary number that the FPL website have put on it. The FPL website is famously useless for injury news. For example, Matty Cash still has a flag, a warning symbol, a Dorito of death next to his name on the FPL website. Matty Cash is absolutely fine. He's perfectly fit. He's perfectly available. Just the Premier League and FPL in particular, they're just not very good when it comes to injury news. So I would not take too much notice to the flags you see and instead try and look things up. Secondly, you've got a friend that says he's starting. Your friend is a top-tier waffler, an absolute capper. He's chatting Capanese, and you should probably cut this friend out of your life permanently. Never speak to them again because they are not a true friend. Because true friends tell the truth. And the truth is, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Obviously, there's probably been a late fitness test. They are probably doing everything they can to conceal this information. There's probably very few people on the planet that know for sure if Bowen is going to play or not. That is even if it is guaranteed at this point. There is obviously still a chance that even the West Ham camp are not sure. There's a chance of that. They probably have a good idea by now, though, whether Bowen's going to be playing. But yeah, I don't think it is sensible to assume Bowen is playing. I think that's very unsensible, which is not a word, but it's a word I like anyway. So, Debatia, who is obviously a new member, has put in the chat here, says, I have one free transfer. Suggest best possible replacements for Mitoma. Bring in Eze for next 2-3, or bring in Palmer. I'll bring in Eze. Yeah, I'll bring in Eberechi Eze. Would not captain him, though. I know a few people asking about captain him. Would not be doing that. Andreas says, Diaby, Adingra, Bowen, Saka, Nketiah, Watkins, Haaland. Who goes to the bench? I'm thinking Salah. No, do not bench Salah. I've seen Salah on some benches as well. Absolute nuts. He plays. He starts. You know, we've got a lot of people captaining Salah, so you shouldn't be benching him. Out of those players, Nketiah is the obvious player to bench, I would say. And in all likeliness, Bowen doesn't play and Nketiah comes off your bench anyway. But yeah, out of those players, Andreas, I would be looking to bench Nketiah. Sid Vicious, haven't heard from you in a while. Gabriel / Castagna for Cash / Palmer. Wait, what? Oh, wait, sorry. Gabriel / Castagna for Cash. Or Palmer for Gordon. Or Roll. I think you can probably afford to roll that one, to be honest, mate. Yeah, I think that's a roll. I think that's a roll, my friend. There we go. We've got some strange captains. Yeah, guys, we've got a captain poll running at the moment. The winner of the captain poll currently, and we've got 2,700 votes in here, so quite a lot of people, is 53% on Erling Haaland. So that is a lot, and probably does suggest to us that Haaland is the sensible captain. But we have also got 24% on Son, which does suggest to us that Son is obviously a valid captain as well. Salah at 14% is an outside option, but I don't know, man. I'm not feeling that one at all, personally. And we've got 9% on other. So maybe there are some other options out there, but for everyone asking me whether they should captain Salah or not, my answer is I would not do it personally. If you want to do it anyway, regardless of that, I mean, to be fair, my captaincy decisions this season have been at times troubling. So I don't know if I'm the person to trust. I mean, you know what? No, I am the person to trust, but I'm... But do as I say, not as I do. Because I'm saying that Haaland is the sensible captain. But for me personally, I'm probably going to end up captaining Son because I don't have as many brain cells as the average man. Evidently. But Haaland is your sensible choice. I think Son is a very fun and interesting option. Salah, for me, doesn't even come into the question, though. I don't think I would go there. To be honest. Charlie says Salah might get 2 goals and 2 assists. Yeah, he might. But Baldock might get 2 goals and 2 assists too. So we can all play with what ifs But if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Any early team news? Well, we've got Darwin Nunez is starting. That's the early team news we've got so far. To be honest, in my opinion, and Vamani. Kudus on the bench list. All right, you really want Kudus on the bench list? He can go on. He can go on. He would go pretty high. Would I'd probably put him here. Or would I put Diaby ahead of him? No, you know what? I am going to put Diaby ahead of him. Jakob says, I'm torn between Son and Bruno captain. Jakob, you're a lost soul, my friend. You are a lost soul. Son. I would not be captaining Bruno over Son. No way. Are we having faith in Bruno right now? I'm not sure. David McCoy says, I'm going Eze, keeping it fun. Yeah, why not, man? If you're keeping it fun, then go for it. But the clown emoji is justified. Because it's a clown captaincy decision. But sometimes the clowns have the most laughs of all. I don't know if you can take anything away from that, but I'm sure there's a deep message in there somewhere. Akshan says Neto to Eze or Palmer. The move to Eze will block the Mbumo move next week. Then don't do it. No, I think the Mbumo move next week is probably the priority. So Neto to Palmer. If that means you can get Mbumo next game week, I would be going for that one, man. I would be going for that one. Gerald says you have less than 1,000 viewers. According to my stream numbers, we've got 2,222 viewers. So yeah, that will fluctuate, of course. But no, we got a few viewers. Thing is, there's so many streamers these days, and because I'm like the last person to start streaming, I always start late. So yeah, the stream numbers are not always the highest. But hey, I don't really care. I'm having fun. I'm having fun on the streams. So I think that's the most important thing. As long as you're having fun with it. And 2,200, that's not bad, is it? That's not a bad amount of views. I'm not bothered. I'm happy with that. I'm grateful. Anyway, can we add any more players to the bench list? Is there any other like real 50-50 decisions you guys are thinking about with those bench decisions? Jason says, should I start Darwin over Cash? All right, we can throw in Darwin. Now we know he's starting. That's good info, right? I would fancy myself. I would fancy Darwin. I think you could give him a little go when you know he's starting. Then that's good news, right? How high do we put him though? I think Darwin goes in here. You could even put him higher, I think. I know it's against Man City, but if I'm looking at this game and thinking who's going to score in this game, it's going to be Darwin or Salah, isn't it? And I do think Liverpool will get a goal out this game. I do think. Emma says, love the video. Should I buy Jota to replace Szoboszlai on a free? Probably not. I would be looking more towards Mbumo, Eze, Palmer, Saka, those kind of players. I'd rather go for those for midfielders. Like, even if you leave a bit of money in the bank, why not? Save it for a rainy day. You might live to thank yourself on a later date. Palmer or Sterling? Big question this week. Palmer wins the battle of Palmer versus Sterling every time because Palmer is cheaper and playing better. Sterling is good as well, but would I want to double up? No, don't think so. Palmer is, on penalty still. Nkunku's still not got a return date. Yeah, Palmer I think is good to go. Isn't Lamptey flagged? He is, but I think he's got a good chance of starting. Sid Fisher says, only this game who's better, Johnson, Solanke and Kudus. Probably Solanke. But I like them all. If I'm totally honest with you. They're all good picks. But for this game week only, I'd like to go for a Solanke, I guess. Drew Spendlove says, do you think it's worth transferring Cash or roll? I think it's fine to roll. I think it's fine to roll. It's not the end of the world to go to keep Cash. You got Bournemouth next week. Like, all defenders are bad. Is Cash really that much worse than anyone else? Like, for me, my thinking, I'm going to keep Cash I'm probably in the minority there. But my buying price for cash was quite low, 4.7 million I bought him for. So my selling price is only 4.9 million, and I'm looking around. You can't really get much for 4.9 million in terms of defenders. Like if we go, let's go points predictions on the Fantasy Football Hub. Just go like till Gameweek 17, defenders only, and we look for players at 4.9 million or less. And you're going to find very, few players significantly higher than cash here, really. Let's find cash first of all and see where he is. Oh, he's lower than I thought he would be, unless I've missed him somehow. Cash, where are you? Where are you, Cash? Where are you? Just a search. He's not on screen. All right, Cash maybe predicted really low points. But, from Cash to the best possible 4.9 defender or less, you're probably talking about, like 5 points difference over the next several game weeks. Oh, I know why Cash is not very high. It's because he's flagged, and the AI takes flags into consideration when predicting points. So they can't give him an accurate predicted points because FPL is very dumb and has put a flag on his name. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jeff. But interestingly, Akanji is coming out top here, followed by Gabriel, Pinnock, but then you've got the blank in 18. I've gone from 13 to 17, to be fair. Simicast, interestingly, still here and hereabouts. Lascelles is there as well. There's a lot of a lot of these players are these more convincing than a Cash? Like if you can stretch your budget to like 5.5, then you're going to get players like Saliba and Pedro Porro that come into the question. Maybe Kyle Walker, if you wanted to go there. And you do have a few more options. But unless I upgrade Cash to Saliba, I don't think I really want to do that. I don't really want to spend that much money on defence. I may as well just keep him. And just try and... if I can find a player who can cover him for 15 and 16, and maybe even 13, then I think he'll be happy days. Like, I was looking through the numbers, and Aston Villa's defensive numbers aren't actually that bad. We'll throw that on screen for you guys as well. I know we've got a couple of super chats as well, so I'll answer them very, very, very quickly now. Leaston says, so play Lamptey, bench Archer. Yeah, I would do that, yeah. I think so, just. It would be a pretty close decision. Who else have we got on the old soupy doopy chats? We've got... Bruno says, Mitoma replacement Gordon or Palmer. I'll go for Palmer. Chisel Planet, nice to see you in the chat. Says, let's go Watkins captain. Again, mate, Spurs leaky now. I've learnt my lesson on the Watkins captaincy, but if you haven't, fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. And what else do I... Drew says, I've missed your super chat. I'm talking about your super chat right now, my friend. We're talking about cash right now. Ben Stories also says, would you consider making a separate defender bench list similar to the goalkeeper one, keeping the main one just attackers, maybe better for readability on defenders? I get what you're saying, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I should throw them in together though, because a lot of the time, there are defenders that I'd actually rather play than attackers. So I know most of the time you're just going to play three at the back, but I do think it's worth, demonstrating that there are some defenders worth playing ahead of attackers. And I think that we've already got on the bench list an example of that, or two examples of that. Let's just double check that. So yeah, we've got like Gabriel ahead of Adingra, ahead of Nketiah, ahead of Archer, for example. We've got Lamptey ahead of Nketiah and Archer. So there are certain defenders I would play ahead of certain attackers. So there are scenarios, I guess, where it is kind of relevant still. But anyway, going back to the cash chat. Looking at the team's defensive numbers from this season in the Premier League and ordering them by non-penalty expected goals against, which I think is a pretty good metric, we can see that Aston Villa's defensive numbers are tracking around the same as Liverpool and Brentford, which does suggest to me that they've been a bit unlucky. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, I want to get a Crystal Palace defender, for example. Well, Crystal Palace apparently a slightly worse defence than Aston Villa. People will say, I want to get a Wolves defender or a Fulham defender. And this is over the course of the season. And as far as I'm aware, numbers have changed a little bit. So if we go from, like, I don't know, game week 6, in a shorter data set for defensive numbers, it's a little bit more tricky because obviously fixtures play a huge part in your defensive numbers. And the larger set of data you have, the more variety of fixtures you can take into consideration when looking at those defensive numbers. But looking at the non-penalty goals against over a slightly shorter period, we can still see that Aston Villa are up here. Wolves up massively since they switched to a 5-at-the-back formation. So that's interesting. Obviously, Everton have been in good defensive form more recently as well. But the point is that Cash is going to be a nailed player over a busy fixture schedule where there'll be a lot of rotation. And also, the defensive numbers aren't that bad. Like, if we're splitting hairs to try and get the best defenders possible because they're all rubbish, then I don't know, why not just stick with your Villa defender? Like, can it really get that much better? Unless you're going for an Arsenal defender, probably not. So I'm of the opinion that you keep Cash. As long as you bought him for a cheap price. If you bought him for like 5.1 million and actually, you know, you can get 5.1 million, you can afford to move to a Saliba or a Gabriel, you know, you haven't got an Arsenal defender. At that point, I would say, okay, yeah, let's think about moving him on. But the fixtures are bad for Cash. If you can bench him for a couple of these games, if you've got a bench option there, I think he's fine to keep. If you haven't got a bench option, it does throw things into question a little bit more. But are you guaranteed to get significantly more points by transferring Cash out to another defender? Well, for me, unless you're going for an Arsenal defender, the answer is probably that it's going to be negligible. Not going to be too much difference. So, there you go. That's my opinion on that bad boy. We do need to make transfers soon as well. A reminder to myself to do that. Let's put the vice-captain on Son, and then we'll possibly change the captain to Son. Moving on. Rant over on Cash. I'm sure a few people will disagree with me on that one. Matt says Bowen for Saka. I don't know. I think I'd keep Bowen. I don't. It's an option. It's actually a transfer I can afford to make as well. It's one I did look at making, Bowen to Saka, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not massively feeling it. I think Bowen is a player I like and I want to hold long term. So I would rather take the risk this week, upgrade my bench, and then have Bowen. I think we could even see that Bowen outscores Saka over the long term. We've seen already that Bowen's outscoring Saka so far this season. So there's no reason that can't continue, really. Nor says, should I transfer Alvarez out or roll? 1.7 in the bank. I would think about transferring Alvarez to Solanke. That's the way I'd probably like to go on that one. Isak is another option, but is risky on his injury status at the moment. Peter says, what's your thoughts on Gabriel Jesus? You're the best. Thank you very much, Peter. I mean, Jesus literally came out the other day and said, you know, my strength is not scoring goals, which is not what you want to hear from a striker, particularly in FPL terms. So, yeah, not really feeling that one. There are other forwards I prefer. I prefer Watkins. I prefer Darwin. I prefer Solanke. I prefer Isak if he's going to be available as well. So, yeah, Jesus would not be at the top of my list in terms of forwards to get right now, to be honest. But, hey, I think that could potentially change in upcoming game weeks. I think I would give it at least one more week. I'm not 100% sure Jesus is going to start this week. He probably will, but not 100% sure. Ali says, sell or keep Alvarez for Isak. The problem is, I think Isak is going to be the better pick longer term. But I think it's risky this week. If you want to do it, do it. I think it's fine to roll and reassess next week, though, if you want to do that. So, yeah, maybe keep Alvarez and then have another look at it tomorrow. You guys want the bench list back on screen? Sure thing, guys. No problemo. No problemo. Best captain option is Haaland. The second best is Son. In my personal opinion. My personal and unprofessional opinion, might I add. Anyone who is stuck between captaining Haaland, Son, and Salah, and I'll keep saying this, the answer for me is not Salah. Carlos says, what's your thoughts on Mykolenko? I think the clean sheet chances are going to be pretty few and far between. There's not many good opportunities for Everton to keep clean sheets. They've got some tough fixtures, but I like his attacking numbers. So he's okay. He's okay. Trippier on the bench list? Come on, guys. You got to be playing Trippier, right? You got to be playing Trippier. Where am I putting him? I'm putting him maybe even like here. The Trippier's always got a chance. You know, you've got to think of him as an attacker in a lot of sense. Ross Wheeler says, Alvarez, Mitoma, Trippier, Saka to Haaland, Saliba, Eze and McAtee for a -8. I actually kind of like that. Or do I? Alvarez and Mitoma are sacrificable. You probably do need to get Haaland back in as a priority. Trippier and Saka are tough players to sell. They are really tough players to sell. But I think if it means getting Haaland back into your team, it's worth it. I'm going to say yes, Ross. I'm going to say yes, do it. Very rare that I recommend a -8, but I think Haaland is a special case, right? Roger Max says, Taylor or Kabore out for Gabriel? I would take Kabore out. Personally. I mean, I'm taking Kabore out right this second. I mean, you guys can't see because I've got the bench list on screen, but behind there is my FPL browser where I'm currently removing Kabore. Just need to lock in that transfer. Confirm transfers. Hang on, actually, I need to rearrange some stuff. Actually, right. Let's sort this out. I need to sort out my own team. Sorry, guys. I know this is terrible. This is terrible showmanship, but some people need to sort out the teams behind the scenes. So that's exactly what we're doing. Right. Make transfer, confirm transfer. And why has that not worked? Ah, it has worked. Okay. My browser's being laggy. You guys can just entertain yourselves for a second whilst I'm sorting this out. Well, sorting out my my FPL team. Okay, and save. Last decision. Am I going to captain Son? Am I really going to do this? Am I really going to captain Son? I don't know. Eze or Palmer? This week, Eze. But longer term, you know, Palmer's fine. Liam says, make your transfers, you're giving me anxiety. I've done it. I've made my transfers. Where's Son on the list? Like right at the top. Okay, Haaland starting. So good news there. Is that enough to convince me to captain him? I really want to captain Son. I really want to captain Son so bad. Should I just give in to my instincts and captain Son? What do you think, guys? Do I be Mr. Boring this week and captain Haaland and you know, learn my lesson because I keep captaining weird players and it keeps not working? The rest of my team is carrying me through my bad captaincy decisions. Do I go sensible this week and just go Haaland, or do I trust the devil on my shoulder and captain Son? Oh my word, I'm trusting the devil, aren't I? I'm trusting the devil. I think I'm going to captain Son, guys. I think I'm going to captain Son. Oh no. Oh no. I'm doing it. No, I'm doing it. You know what? And I'll tell you why. Because FPL is meant to be fun. And I will have far more fun captaining Son. We're doing it. We're going for another crazy captain. We're doing it. Don't care. Didn't ask. We're doing it. I do not recommend this. Do not try this at home. These crazy captain decisions, leave it to the crazy captain decision experts. You know, this is not for the layman. I'm going to close the captain poll now as well, so I don't have to look at how many people are captaining Haaland. There you go. Final captain results there. Haaland 54%, Son 23%. That's not bad. Salah 13%, other 8%. Right, there we go. We've got a couple of... Have we got a super chat that I need to read out before we go? CFC Ethan says, I'm going to do the same as you this week and roll. But you are not doing the same as me this week, my friend, because I am not rolling. I'm not rolling. I've made a transfer. Oh, my word. Please send Bowen. I don't have anything on Bowen. I'm sorry. Unless we've got some super last minute news, but I don't think it impacts us too much anyway. At this point, you know, it's too late. It's too late. Philip says I'm Captain Eze, so playing Wild 2. Oh, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Show Team Gang in the chat. Love to see you. Any Liverpool news? We've got Darwin starting. And we've got Haaland starting as well. Let's just double check, see if we've got anything else. So Haaland and Darwin. I think that's all we've got. Oh, Foden. Wait, no, Foden's not guaranteed. No, that's a fake account. Okay, so yeah, just Haaland and Darwin. That's all we know from this game at this moment. Yeah, okay. I've got a minute left to decide if I should switch my captain's armband back. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Show Team Gang is here in full strength. All right. Show Team Gang, you're going to get what you want. You're going to get what you want in a second. Is Alvarez starting? I'm not sure. Seth says, crazy way to justify a bad decision. There are no bad decisions, just bad outcomes. I don't think it's a bad decision to captain Son at all. I think it's a risky decision, but I don't think it's a bad decision. You know, if Son outscores Haaland, you won't be saying it's a bad decision there because you'll be saying our outcome. So there we go. Some people saying Alvarez benched. Is that reliable? I don't know if that's reliable or not. No final news on Bowen. We do need to show our team for the Show Team Gang, so let's remove the bench list from the screen and show the team. There you go. You got 30 seconds to copy my transfers. Ready, set, go. Oh, dear. Why not Watkins? I'm not feeling that one. Haaland and Doku in start. Alvarez not in the 11. That's crazy. That's crazy. Jandra, I just took a sip now, man. Right, we're locked in. We're locked in. Okay, well, apparently I'm captain of Son. There we go. Oh, my word. We've done it again. FPL Mate has captained a stupid player again. I can't help myself. I cannot help myself. What is wrong with me? Why? Why must I captain Son? Why do I do this? Do I think I'm clever? Do I think I'm smart? I don't know. What am I hoping to gain from this? Everyone's going to captain Haaland and they're going to destroy me. And they're going to destroy me in the next couple of hours. Although I have to tell you, if Haaland blanks in the first game of the game week, oh, it's going to be a nice 24 hours for me. Oh, my word. We're having fun this year. If nothing else, we are having fun. There we go. Right, guys, for those of you guys who didn't spot, I did also make a transfer. Again, didn't really want to hype this transfer up too much because I'm not really sure how to feel about this transfer. I don't think it's going to be as useful to other people as it is to me. I think it's a very me-specific transfer, if I'm honest. But he is a player I've spoken about in yesterday's video, so I'm sure you guys got an idea that he is a player that was on my radar anyway, and that is Ryan Ait-Nouri, the left back, or left wing back, or as we've seen more recently, left midfielder for Wolverhampton Wanderers. So Ait-Nouri, he has been super attacking. He's been putting up some of the best attacking data of anyone in the Premier League. It really is quite insane. I mean, I may as well show you guys. Out of the defenders, since he moved to the left wing position, which I believe is from game week. I think he started doing it in the Man City game. So that was game week 7. So from game week 7, when he moved to left mid, of all of the defenders in FPL, if we look for... And also, by the way, we already spoke about earlier that Wolves' defensive data is up massively. If we look at expected goal involvement here, over this period of 6 game weeks, we will see that Ait-Nouri is competing with Trippier, Digne, Porro, Alexander-Arnold, Cash, all of these wing-backs that we think of as the attacking wing-backs. Ait-Nouri is right up there. 7 shots, which is one of the most, in the Premier League. 4 shots in the box during this period as well. 1 key pass per game. He's been super unlucky not to get any attacking returns recently. His positioning looks fantastic. It's one of those picks that is differential, 0.6% ownership, then the masses will not pick a player like Ait-Nouri. And now the reason is because he's blanked every game this season. He has blanked every single game. But as a football lover and an FPL lover, it's sometimes quite nice to try and have a look and see what is missing. What are people missing? What is not obvious? What is actually a player who is going under the radar and is doing well? And I thought right now is a good time to take a risk like this because, as we know, defenders are rubbish anyway. So if Ait-Nouri doesn't really work out, well, I mean, so what? In all likeliness, all of the other defenders aren't going to work out either. So I've not really lost anything. But I think the upside is really high there. If Ait-Nouri came away this game with a clean sheet, well, maybe even a goal, a clean sheet, 3 bonus points, happy days, It's something that I could see happening because he is, he's in the right areas. Wolves' defensive numbers are looking good. And they've been kind of unfortunate to concede goals recently. And that's in part due to the fact that they've played Spurs, they've played Newcastle, they've played Villa, they've played Newcastle. I mean, these are possibly the 4 best attacks in the league outside of Liverpool in this period of fixtures. And yet they've put the 4th best defensive numbers during this fixture period where they've played, 4 of the toughest attacks in 6 game weeks, sorry. The Sheffield United game, I don't know if any of you guys watched that. The manner in which they conceded their goals in that game, you would expect them to keep clean sheets against Sheffield United. And for a lot of people, they won't look into the context. They'll be worried that, Wolves, they couldn't even keep a clean sheet against Sheffield United. It was it was a bit of a wonder goal, wasn't it, from Archer, which I don't think is easily replicated. And it was a penalty right at the last minute. Those were the 2 goals they conceded. So I do think Wolves have perhaps been a combination of unlucky and playing really tough opponents, but I think they're starting to click defensively. I think they are. And I think moving forward, I think we might see a few more clean sheets from them. I mean, certainly just as good a chance of them getting a clean sheet as anyone else, right? They've got some of the better chances, and the attacking numbers are great, right? So if people aren't buying him, people don't like the fact that he's not scored very many points recently, good. I found us a little differential there, and I'd like to see how he goes. A couple of super chats here. Neela Hit says, went for Castagna instead of Ait-Nouri, season over. Nope. Castagna was one of my players that I was really considering. It was between Ait-Nouri, Castagna, Ream, don't ask, and maybe a Nottingham Forest defender, Toffolo perhaps, that I could have maybe gone for. Ended up on Ait-Nouri. But that's not to say the other options are bad. Ed says, I've joined you with captaining Son. Come on. Ed, you do not realise your mistake. You do not follow FPL Mate down the captaincy rabbit hole. You don't do it. You don't do it. It never works out. Ryan is a baller. At least you'll enjoy watching his football. Oh, for sure, man. For sure. Jandre, I'm not gonna listen to your negativity. Things are gonna be great this week, my friend. Things are gonna be great. Felix says, I captain Bowen. Let's have some fun. I hope you've chosen a good vice captain, my friend. I really, really do. Robbie says my captain is Saliba. Really? Sarver says, is Salah a bad captain? I don't think Salah is a bad captain. But he wouldn't be my first or second choice. Robbie says, never trust Dan on captain. You know what? I back it. Yeah, you're probably right. Holland will be a sub today in real life. I'm pretty sure he's confirmed starting. Whether he'll get subbed off at some point is another question. Right, Salah is the captain. It's so obvious. Tell you're a Liverpool fan. Eze captain, come on. Now, Eze, I do agree, is a fun captain pick. I do enjoy that one. It's just target. It's just playing the target looting game, isn't it, really? A Tang says, will Bowen start? If I knew that, my friend, I would be doing more of my life than making FPL videos on YouTube. Ryan is sick. Hauling coming. I hope you're right, my friend. I hope you're right. I captain Sonnet as well, bro. Welcome to pain, my friend. Welcome to pain. Pain, population, Son captainers. It's going to be a difficult watch. This Liverpool game, I might not even watch it just because I've not captained Salah or Haaland. It's just going to be pain watching that game. So maybe I won't watch it. But I know I will. But I don't know. FPL Diamond says, Daniel, you've been a naughty boy. What have I done? What, captaining weird players all the time? Solanke is the king of this game week. I don't know. What is Solanke's like maximum amount of points? Like, I like to think of myself as an upside chaser. Now, I do like to pick players who I think can score a lot of points, rather than players who I think are reliable for points. So, like, Haaland is a reliable player, probably going to score. Solanke, you know, you've probably got a reliable chance of getting a goal as well. But what I want in a captain is a player who can score me a 20-pointer in the game week. And this game week, I don't think Haaland is got 20-pointer written all over him. I think Son definitely has the potential for a 20-pointer, though. I think this Spurs-Aston Villa game could be phenomenal. I cannot wait for it. Obviously, Son's also got the extra point per goal than Haaland as well. So Haaland scores a goal, Son scores a goal. I can see a world in which that happens. They score a goal each. Who's scoring more points? Well, as long as bonus points fall the right way, Son scores more points, right? Small chance of a clean sheet as well, but a chance nonetheless. So an extra point there. Don't know. David says, whilst we're talking about clowns, my friend triple captain Haaland in the game, he went off at halftime. That is pain. That is pain. Pain. Steve says, also went Son captain as I did last week. Wasn't a good look. Swap Kabore for Lascelles, his first on the bench. Yeah, I think Steve, if you're a Bowen owner, and I'm guessing you are, I think having that one bench option is nice. Which is why it's one of the reasons I have bought Ait-Nouri as well, is so I can bench cash, but at least I have cash as an option if Bowen doesn't start. And also, like, I know I spoke about this before, but Man City 15, Arsenal 16. During those games, Ait-Nouri plays against Burnley at home and Forest at home, which I think are nice fixtures. I don't know if I keep Ait-Nouri long term, but over the next several game weeks, I think he covers me nicely and is a good emergency backup player as well. Wouldn't play him against Arsenal away, but every other fixture, probably until maybe, obviously he's going to possibly go off to AFCON and don't know how long he'll be out for. But aside from that, I would be happy to play him in every game other than Arsenal over this period until game week 24. Play him in 26, wouldn't play him probably against Spurs or Newcastle, and then he's good again. So depending on how long he's out for AFCON, I might keep him long term just as that backup, but it depends. Things change quickly. I think I can afford to make a transfer in my defence because my midfield, all I need to do is next week switch Diaby to Mbumo, and I'm pretty happy with my team for the long term. My team is almost there as a team that, you know, I just keep and have and love. So, yeah. We'll see. FPL Wasteman says, what's one thing that will definitely happen in Man City versus Liverpool? Simicast blanking. That's one thing that will definitely happen. Simcast blanking. I don't know. Adam says, can't wait for the DiCaprio meme. Oh, Adam! Oh, Adam! Oh, I didn't even think about that. Do not tempt me. Do not tempt me. I swear to whatever deity is up in the sky right now. If Son, Halls, and the other big captains, if Salah and Haaland blank, we will be there. The DiCaprio meme is coming out. DiCaprio meme is coming out at, what time will it be? I don't know. Whatever time the game finishes, like 2:30? The DiCaprio meme's coming out. What's the DiCaprio meme? It's just something I don't know. I found myself a little bit of a habit of using a Leonardo DiCaprio meme every time a captaincy decision goes well. I probably find one by scrolling enough. Where are you? Just going through my media on my Twitter. There's one. Haaland captainers. We survived. It can be we survived, or it can be we won. It's interchangeable. So let's just go FPL Mate. We won. There we go. Kane captainers, we won. Saka captainers, we won. Wilson captainers, we won. Oh. Well, maybe I should use this one. You know what? Should we switch DiCaprio to Mourinho? Kind of like that image. Let's right click and save image as PNG. Yeah, maybe we switch to this. Mourinho. Save image. There we go. Yeah, maybe we switch it up. Or maybe we do one for survived and one for one. And I can't find any more. There's another one. Someone replied to me with it. You know, banter goes both ways. Banter goes both ways. So I do, you know, if Haaland does go off, feel free to tweet this image at me, because we all know that I deserve it. we do know. We do know I deserve it. But there we go. There we go. Right, how long we got till team news? Probably like 10-15 minutes until we start getting the full team leaks. We'll probably start getting the team leaks very soon. So, until then, Wenger at Old Trafford would be good too. Yes. Yes, it would. There's a lot of options. Should we do a fan prints ad? Let's do a fan prints ad. Why not? Why not? Right, I don't know if I'm very good at doing ads. So we'll try this anyway. Okay. Are you looking for some great prints for your home or office? Then how about our friends over at Fan Prints? I say our friends over at Fan Prints. The friends are, well, one of them's me, and the other one is my friend Richard, who I don't know if he's in the chat or not. Possibly he was in here earlier. If you want yourself an excellent personalized print, you can put whatever name you can have, whatever shirt you want. You can have whatever words you want. What's your name? You can put it on there. Put your own number. I've gone for 8 because it rhymes with 8. Definitely should not take like advertisements acting up as a profession, clearly. I've gone with 8 because it rhymes with 8. Arsenal's the shirt. I think it looks great. At the bottom, your best mate. How about that? That sounds great. Get one now and you can get 20% off. You actually can. You can get 20% off using discount code launch23. All one word. A great gift for Christmas or as a secret Santa present. Why not? You can go over to the website now and get some things. Here are various things. You can get some. Let's have a look. You can get some mugs. I've got this one coming. This one's ordered. I cannot wait. The captain mug. I cannot wait for this to arrive. The captain mug. We will be there. You can get like journals and stuff as well, and you can also get like various prints. There's like loads of different prints. We've got like XG posters. I've got one of them on the way as well. I can't wait to show you that. Like general players, like teams, like the worst game week ever print, which is really, really cool. Personalized one obviously is the one that I'm holding in my hand right now, where let's go with one that isn't Arsenal. Let's go for, I don't know, what teams do you support? Right, so the next person to name a Premier League football team, we'll click on that one. But no, I cannot express to you the amount of work that's gone into this website, and like I'm already obsessed with these. I'm just ordering so many because I just want to decorate my whole house with them, basically. But yeah, a few people who have been buying them so far. Oh, but have I even said how to get them? It's fanprints.uk. That's the website. Fanprints.uk. That's where you get them. And where are we? Okay, so first team that shouted out was Manchester United. Okay, so Manchester United. Like a lot of people who have ordered them so far have done them as, they look like, it seems like they're doing them as mini league prizes. So I think that would work really well at the end of the season, or, you know, if you want to commemorate a season in FPL, you can do that. So anyway, so we're on the Manchester United style one. Cannot say it's actually Manchester United for copyright reasons, but we'll call it Manchester United style. I think we can get away with that one. So you choose your stuff. So I don't know, number 10. And it updates down here. Custom name. I would like it to say. I'd like it to say. Something about Manchester United. I'd like it to say Marcus, because I feel like number 10, Marcus. I don't know. It feels right. It feels right. And you can put your text here, whatever you want to put here. You can put not very good at FPL, and it comes at the bottom there. So there you have it. You've got your design done. Add it to your cart, and away we go. Obviously, you don't have to choose a Manchester United shirt. You don't have to put these words in. You can put whatever you want in, but it's amazing. Richard is in the chat. He says, flawless. We don't need to edit the clip. We can use the advert right like that. Let's put it straight on TV, guys. It's perfect. It's perfect. But yeah, all Premier League teams, style teams are on here. So yeah, we've got some, Bournemouth. Don't see too much Bournemouth merch in the world. We've got goalkeepers as well. If you want a goalkeeper style shirt there as well. So yeah, look, honestly, there's loads. David asked, did we do championship teams too? Not yet, but obviously there's a lot of potential with this, and we are open to expanding to other leagues, I would imagine. Richard, you're in the chat. Can you confirm? Are we open to exploring other leagues? I don't see why not. Championship, even other leagues. We could do Barcelona, Real Madrid. Might be pretty fun. Oh, you know what might be good? Inter Miami might be a cool one as well. I'd love to I'd love to send some of these to some like players or like fans or something. I don't know. I'd like to send these. I want Messi to have a fan print in his house. Can you imagine that? Not sure he's much of a fantasy player though, to be fair. Okay, so we've got Simicast, Salah and Darwin confirmed starting, by the way, guys. So that's good news there. That's as far as we are. I mean, we've only got 9 minutes for the full team news. But yes, guys, 20% off using code LAUNCH23. And look, I think they're really good. We're really, really proud of them. And of course, you guys can hopefully see that they are, looking great. They come in different sizes as well, so you can get a bigger one if you want as well. They're pretty enormous, the bigger ones. But yeah, the paper is really high quality. They look really cool. I don't know, I like them. And I've got more coming, and I'm going to show you them, the ones that come next week as well. because this is I feel like they're almost like things to collect in a way. What I might do is I might get a load of different players. Like if a player like achieves legendary status in my FPL world, like I don't know, if like an Erling Haaland does really well for a triple captain for me one week, I might just get an Erling Haaland one or whatever. Richard says maybe we could add a request section. We could do any style shirt. That's true, actually. It doesn't even have to be a real team. You know, send your red card. Says Dan, what about the Saudi Pro League? I'll tell you what. If you promise me you'll buy one, I'm sure we can do. Pretty much any shirt in the world, really. Yeah, we've got an Egyptian King one there. The non-personalised ones are slightly cheaper as well, because obviously they're a little easier to produce. So yeah, you can get yourself a. What would that be after 20% off? 14, 15 pounds, something like that. Not bad, not bad, not bad for an Egyptian King. Or if you're feeling sunny, why not? Why not? Various stuff there. But there you go. So Dan, tell us how much time do you spend on FPL per week, and how's your wife feel about it? It's more how much time I spend making content per week than playing FPL in a literal sense. But yeah, it's a lot of time. Yeah, if you count, I guess making videos counts as, you know, doing the research and stuff. It's a lot of time. You know, we're talking, you know, on FPL research alone and thinking about FPL, I guess we're talking hours per day. My wife is actually very supportive of it though, so I'm very, very lucky in that regard to have a very supportive partner. But man, it is time consuming. It really, really is. It really, really is. Senior Red Card says, I'll buy. All right, what team do you want, Senior Red Card? Farin says, Dan, can you check the leaked team news, please? I'll check on my phone. So far, we have... who do we have? We have Salah starting, Tsimikas starting, Darwin starting, Haaland starting. And no Grealish. Yes, Alvarez. So, okay, so Haaland, Doku, Alvarez, Foden, and Bernardo are starting for Man City. Grealish is not even in the squad, which is interesting. Where else? What else have we got? So Liverpool starting 11 is Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Tsimikas. So no Konate. In midfield, it's Szoboszlai, McAllister, Jones, and then Salah, Nunez, Jota as the front three. So there you go. There's your team news. John Stones is in the squad, apparently. But I'm not sure. Mahrez, Leicester City would be nice. Interesting, interesting. How about a big poster of all the new Saudi signings sitting on camels? That's so specific. That's so specific. Favourite genre of music? Future funk. Let's go with future funk. Or French house. Just house music in general, to be fair. House. I'm a party boy. What can I say? Right, let's go on Twitter. Let's see if we've got anything else. So you guys have some kind of visual cue. Because I do have a Team Leaks tab where all of the people who typically tweet about teams are all in one tab. Okay, so Grealish not with the squad, as we said. Alvarez starts, no Grealish in the squad. Haaland, Doku, Alvarez, Foden, Bernardo all start. Alvarez starts. Oh, I need to. Ollie A. Informer needs to be added into this list as well. Actually, he's very good for leaks. This guy, Ollie A. Informer, is really, really good for leaks. If you want to follow him. So we've got full Liverpool 11 according to the COP HQ, who I believe has blocked me because I think I once said Salah was not the best player in the Premier League, and I don't think he liked that. No, it wasn't that. I said, oh no, it was something like Salah is scoring a lot of penalties recently. No, it was Salah. I said that Salah, I didn't think Salah was an elite finisher. I think it was that. And he blocks me. But hey, that's Liverpool fans for you. Very, very protective over their boys, which they are fully within their right to be. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we've got. So we've got the full Liverpool team and some trinkets of Man City information. And we'll get everything in 3 minutes' time. Adam reckons that's a dub, I believe. Oh, and yes, just a quick reminder. If you wanted to, those prints I was talking about just now, well, prints and mugs and gift cards and many other things. Fanprints.uk. There is a link in the description as well. But the website is fanprints.uk. So I will try and do some kind of proper ad soon. I'm just waiting for the other items to arrive. For now, we'll just do things on the fly. Alvarez starting. Yes, Walshy, Alvarez is starting, my friend. Dan, can we get an FPL Mate City pool combined 11? Yeah, if there's a thing to do it on. Man City. Is there one on BBC? BBC usually do one. Oh, okay. No, this is not one where you can do your own. I want one where you can do your own. BBC. Oh, they haven't done one this time. Oh, I could do one from last year if you want. Let's choose a formation. Just go 4-3-3, I guess. We'll put... I don't know if it's... Hopefully it has all the players. I don't think there's been too many major changes between the teams since last season. But we'll go like that and that. We'll put Rodri in the middle. Where are you, Rodri? There you are, my friend. We'll put Alisson in goal. Put John Stones in... Where are you? John Stones, and we're going to put in Virgil van Dijk. Going to put Kyle Walker at right back, which I know everyone will hate, but I'm doing it anyway. Don't care. Didn't ask. Midfield can pretty much just be Man City, can't it? Does De Bruyne count? If De Bruyne counts, then I guess he goes in. And... left wing. Luis Diaz I do rate. Grealish, Foden. I can't put Foden there. What would I go for? Luis Diaz or Grealish? I think I could, if I could choose Foden, I'd probably put him there, but it doesn't seem to want me to do that. I guess we'll go... Well, maybe Darwin. I'm going to put Darwin in. I don't know. Left back, I mean, who knows? I guess I prefer Ake to Robertson at this point, so we'll go for Ake. There you go. There's your combined Liverpool, Man City 11. City for the win, unfortunately for me. Right, so we've finally got the lineups. Let's go and find you and look at Liverpool first of all. So Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Jones, Jota, Salah, Darwin Núñez. And then on the bench, Kelleher, Gomez, Endo, Konate on the bench at least. Diaz, Gakpo, Elliott, Gravenberch, and Kwanzaa. That'll be interesting. I think there's a couple of opportunities for some defensive subs there for Liverpool if they can find themselves ahead in the game. For Man City, we have got Ederson, Walker, Akanji, Diaz, Ake. Nice. Rodrigo, Bernardo, Foden, Doku, Alvarez, Haaland. So, okay, that's pretty interesting. All right. It's a good matchup. Ederson seems to be perfectly fine and fit and available, which is good news for Ederson owners because we weren't 100% sure about him, were we? We have got Ortega and Carson on the bench. So 2 goalkeepers on the bench for City. Phillips, Stones, Gomez, Guardiola, Bob and Lewis. That seems thin in the attacking subs, right? Really thin. They seem light. Okay, maybe that suggests Haaland is going to get 90 minutes here, you know. Haaland 90 minutes, because who's going to come off? Unless they make defensive subs, which I guess is possible. Change their system in-game. But then who's it going to be? Stones? Gavario? Not sure. But yeah, Haaland could be good for 90 minutes today. Seems to be lacking a couple of players. They really need... Well, I don't even know where Grealish is. Not sure what's happening. Yeah, good news on good news on Alvarez for Alvarez owners. It seems like that Alvarez early team news was fake. People saying that he was going to be benched. To be fair, I didn't verify that one, which is why I'm kind of glad I didn't say it was verified. No Grealish. Yeah, no Grealish even in the squad. So I'm guessing he must be injured. There must be an injury here. Interesting. Does anyone know anything? Grealish faced a potential ban. What's that for? Let's have a look. Let's just do a search on Grealish. Oh, okay. Sam Grealish? Jack Grealish is ill as per Sam Lee. Right, so it's just illness. All right, well, that confirms that one. Omar says she thinks Zinchenko starts for Arsenal. Probably, but not definitely. So an illness for Grealish that puts him out. And with that said, guys, I think it might be time for me to go and watch this game from the comfort of behind a sofa, because yeah, this is going to be a terrifying game as someone who didn't captain Haaland or Salah. But I guess I'll just have to deal with that. That's my problem. Right, guys, we're going to leave it there. I'm going to get the pre-match coverage on for the game because I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the Premier League to return. So we're going to go watch that. No, I'm not going to do a watch along. I don't really do watch alongs. I'm open to doing it one day, but I don't know. I just prefer to chill on the sofa, big TV, footy on. Let's go, baby. Yeah. So yeah, none of that stuff. But yeah, guys, this is gonna be fun. I'm so excited. What the sofa look like? It's big. It's big. My sofa, and I'm not even joking when I say I'll have to show you a picture sometime. My sofa takes up my entire living room. That's not an exaggeration. It covers 2 entire walls of my living room. It's large. But aside from that, guys, I'll throw it on my Instagram stories. I'm going to put it on my Instagram stories, and you can see just how big my sofa is. It's enormous. But we're leaving it there. Thank you guys for joining me today. Appreciate you guys a lot. Been good fun streaming, chatting as always. Just looking forward to FPL being back more than anything else. So appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'll see you later, mates. Bye-bye.